Join us as we dive deep into Google Gemini's deep research to uncover the secrets of our ideal customer. Can we figure them out by the end of this video? Understanding your ideal customer is crucial for business success. It's the foundation upon which all your marketing efforts are built. If you don't know who your ideal customer is, you're going to struggle to create content that resonates with them, to create products that meet their needs, and ultimately to drive sales and revenue. When it comes to identifying and understanding their ideal customers, many businesses rely on assumptions, intuition, or anecdotal evidence, which can lead to a limited and inaccurate understanding of their target audience. Others may try to create buyer personas based on superficial characteristics such as age, gender, and occupation, but fail to dig deeper into their customers' needs, pain points, and behaviors. Some businesses may even think that they know their ideal customer, but they struggle to keep up with changing customer preferences and behaviors. And then there are those who simply don't have the resources, budget, or expertise to conduct customer research. It can be hard for a business to commit to an ideal customer profile when staring at the sheer amount of data available to them. So how can businesses overcome these challenges and get a deeper understanding of their ideal customers? That's where Google's Deep Research AI model comes in. Using Google's Deep Research tool, businesses can identify their ideal customer profiles in minutes, when this used to take months or weeks to accomplish. So how do you get it done? I'm going to hand it over to my business partner, Mercer, who has the answers that you seek.
And this is where we're going to show this new tool that everybody should have access to, which is Deep Research. So whether it's in your personal account, if you paid for it, you have it. If you're a workspace account, you should also have this. So we're gonna flip this in a second, but I'm gonna create our prompt first. So I would like to create a report. Let's just say thoroughly researched, because I want to make sure it's thoroughly researched, useful report that contains all the instructions, and you're going to start hearing this word over and over again, all the instructions necessary for an AI, for someone to create, I'm going to say necessary to create a fully, create an avatar, let's say a customer avatar, that is highly likely. Now, I use this phrase highly likely a lot because I don't like guaranteed, because you can't guarantee results. And so AI won't ever do that, though it'll tell you it did. So I just say highly likely. So AI is thinking in terms of probabilities, which I think gives it better results. So something that's highly likely to be useful for writing copy, reviewing offers, helping determine act as a focus group, and anything else that the business might find useful. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just trying to give it its results. We're going to go through, we're going to do our little ping pong prompting. I'm going to go a little bit faster on this because I'm not going to explain it as much. So what we're doing is we're going to ping pong prompt it, and it's got its little understanding. It's going to go through and it's going to say, okay, I need this. Here's my answers. Here's how it's thinking. I'm going to double check this just very quickly as I'm scrolling through. So what I'm looking for is the questions. Marketing principles, becoming creation, current best practices. Yes. Detailed, allowed, accurate, empathy, decision-making. Perfect. That's not something I asked for, but I want it. Industry, I wanted it. E-commerce is fine. It's good enough. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change this for you because now I'm building it for Profit School. So we're not e-commerce. So now I'm going to say that's one piece I need to fix. And then demographic business goals, increase conversion rates, build loyal customer base. That's fine. Struggling, create messages with their ideal customer. Yes, that's perfect. And demographic data, purchase history. That's exactly what we want. We need to understand the motivations and pain points. So preferred customer avatar creation templates. Perfect. So it's automatically says, hey, do I have anything? And it says, yeah, I have these. I'm going to use these. So it came up with its own answers for that, which is exactly what I wanted. And this is the conversion rates, building customer loyalties, high priority goals, very important. That's true. And so now we've got that. All right. So please And this is where we go into revise your understanding. So I'm going to say revise your understanding because I asked it to understand to a power of 10. It did it, but I don't quite like how it got there. It's got a piece in there that's a little bit gritty for me. I want this out of the machine. And that part is where it thinks we're e-commerce because I'm doing this for profit school. You should do it for your own business. So for profit school, we'll say coaching. So please revise. And I'm going to use its exact quote here. So I'm going to say where was it? So please revise where we had our e-commerce target industry. Your answer for so it to be are a coaching company, not e-commerce. I'm just going to say that. Keep it easy. So now I'm iterating. I'm not doing the power prompt thing again. This is where I'm iterating because I already did that first initial power prompt. It's in the right space. I need to just iterate a little bit. This is where you can kind of have that natural communication, right? What they call NLP is natural language processing. That's all this is, just like speaking to it like a human. So then it's going to go through, okay, has its cycles again. I just want to TBV, make sure, trust but verify. We're going to manage our AI. It's a coaching company. Only missing those granularly detailed. Any avatar creation templates? Yes, go ahead and create them. It redid those. It's got our retention. Okay, cool. It reset everything. Excellent. So now it's basically got what it is. Now I literally am doing this in real time. That's about as much time as I spend looking at these. There are rare times where I'll go a little bit more of a deep dive, but that's about it. Now I'm going to paste in our prompt to say, tell me the prompt now. That's going to get me a result better than that. And then we're going to see the difference between those two. And that's what I'm looking for is there something even more useful for this? So now it's a prompt report coming through and research backed report. Okay, this is excellent. Prompting. Oh, still 9 out of 10. All right. So it's refining the prompt. I'm just going to take a look at the questions to see. Detailed section, avatar and improve. Yes, please. Section about how the avatar can be used to optimize the onboarding experience. So now it's literally adding pieces to the thing because it understands why I want it. So that's great. Let's add that. Should it emphasize creation of client experience? Yes, it should definitely do the client. Yes, of course. This is great. I didn't even think about that. So now it's got a refined prompt. There's my 10 out of 10. All right. This will be useful. This will be useful if I pop it into chat. But what I want to show you is deep research. So, what deep research will do is it will literally take your prompt. You're going to ask it to create a research report. It's going to go to the internet and it's going to do all of the Googling for you, grab everything that it needs that is current, and then it's going to build a report. That's the idea, right? So, as we're
Hey,
coming through
Maris.
here, we're going to do this. Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
A question. So
Yeah.
as I'm watching you do this,
Yep.
I'm wondering how much skill do I need to be able to edit these to spot these problems that you're spotting to get something that I have great confidence in that I'm going to do it. If I can't edit it or spot it as well as you do, am I still going to get a good product at the end?
Yes, because what I'm spotting is not skill spot. I'm not spotting. I'm spotting it from the direction of profit school. Is this right for profit
Okay.
school? Right. That's all you're doing. Is it right from your company's perspective? But the skill that I'm demonstrating here, and it's not really that hard, is I'm just going to where it says the questions and I'm checking to see its useful answers to see if they're really useful. Do I think they're useful? Because if it's
Okay.
incorrect, that's where I need to change it. Hey, change your useful answer for question one. So instead of this, it's this because it
Like
needs
you
a
did
little
with
nudging.
e-commerce coaching. It's like, that's
Exactly.
not really
Yeah.
what, okay. So you're changing some of the facts, just making sure the facts are correct.
Exactly. I'm
Is
trying
it?
just like you would with a team member, just like you would with a human, where they say, "Oh, here's what I'm going to do," and you're like, "Oh, that's cool, but don't use the black pen because that's permanent. Use this dry erase marker instead." Like that's kind of what
Okay.
we're doing with the AI. Exactly right. Great question.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Yep. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask this. Please rewrite this prompt. This is another technique that all of you can use is for the tool that you're referencing. So it is specifically for, and then all I'm doing is copying this. So this 1.5 Gemini 1.5 Pro with deep research. So Gemini 1.5 Pro with deep research. And I put it in quotes because it's like almost like a keyword phrase, right? It's gonna look for that. So now it understands, oh, I'm gonna rewrite this prompt so that deep research functionality will kick in. Right. That's what I'm going to do. And you're going to see why that's important because deep research works totally differently, but it needs a specific prompt. So specific to example, and I can copy and paste it. So what I'm asked, the whole I can copy and paste it sort of just gives you the prompt. It doesn't give you all the explainer stuff around the prompt. Like all this stuff is the explaining of the prompt and why it was whatever. And it's like the actual prompt is the stuff in quotes, right? But if you, but all this explainer stuff, you can't just go in here and copy it, which would be much nicer to do. So I like to have a little section created. So I'm just going to tell it, write the prompt. So it's specifically used for what I'm about to use it for, which is this deep research, because deep research is what actually creates research reports. So we're going to click into this and you'll notice this little copy and paste thing now. So now I can come in here and I can copy it. You could also come in down here and just grab all of this, right? And that's kind of highlighting everything. Either way, doesn't matter. Now what I'm gonna do is a new prompt because I want a new starting point in the little AI brain. This time though, I'm gonna flip into 1.5 Pro with deep research and I'm gonna paste this in. So one thing you will notice, I'm going to expand this out here, full screen, so you can see it. So you can see this is especially useful for these long prompts. So you'll start to see how AI does hierarchy, where it starts to show you how it's doing bold and italicized and separating stuff out and creating its little bullet points. You'll see that it uses hashtags a lot. You'll see that it uses this combination of two asterisks means bigger than one, quote. Two asterisks is a headline, right? So, but then these are little, one asterisk is a bullet point, and you start to see some of these patterns. This is something that eventually you'll see, you will naturally start adding into your prompts, but you do not have to force that. You will just see that you'll naturally doing it because you're going to see AI doing it a lot and you'll start to model AI. But again, don't force that. It's just something to notice. Like, okay, cool. I see how they're kind of doing it. And all I'm generally going to do here is just make sure like that it's essentially got something that nothing, and this goes back to Michael's question. It's not, I'm looking for how to tell AI to do its job. I'm making sure that it understands the result. So, because this is now the result that it's about to ask itself, right? So this is its prompt that it's about to ask itself. So I want to make sure that we're still agreeing on the result. We should be. I'm just still looking at it. So now it's a coaching company for client success and retention. Blah blah blah. That's awesome. Practical applications, avatar updates, case studies, deliverables. All right, close enough. Let's just see what it does. So let's see what we have. Now, with any luck, there are two things that are going to happen. One is it's going to respond back. I'm hoping it doesn't do that, but it might. Two is, sorry, when I say response back, it'll just give us a result, right? I'm hoping it doesn't do that, but it might. Second is this. This is what deep research should give you. Most of the time, this is what it does. This is what at times it does. Gnome was also putting in chat there. It's just markdown. That is true, right? This is technically called markdown. It's just a hierarchy, but not complicated. For those of you that know what markdown is, that's exactly what it is. Yes, but it's for the rest of us, it's hierarchy. Just a little way of organizing things so we can tell levels of importance. And then, okay, so Michael, we already talked about the prompting reports. Okay, make sure we got that covered in chat. All right, so now what deep research does, very different. OpenAI just released their version of deep research as well. Google's have had theirs for months. But the way that it works is it's saying, okay, I know I need to go out and research stuff. Here's the instructions that I'm getting. Here's what I'm going to be doing, right? And so it's got all of its things already organized. And I'm just going to click start research. I could edit the plan. And this is where I say, well, no, I want you to go focus on, something within the last 30 days or only on papers that contain this from this data source or other things you can do. So you can guide this, but in the beginning, when you're starting out, don't. Let it do its thing and then iterate from there. Let it do its thing so you can see what's possible. Because when you guide it too early, you might accidentally be constraining it. So now I'm going to go ahead and start the research. And what this will do is this will take a little bit of time and it will always do this. It'll say, okay, I'm going through here and I'm going to research. You can leave the chat, which you will need to do. Now, one pro tip that I will say from chat management is you see all these little chats that are here. Every single time you create a new chat, it automatically names the chat and it does it based on what its first initial sort of prompting was and the response that it got. So it figures out what it's talking about. Sometimes that is useful, but if you're doing the same thing over and over with different chats, you can start to see they all kind of look the same. It's like, oh, another avatar, another avatar, another avatar. So what I have found is to come in here and then you can pin the ones that you really like, which I'm going to pin this one. And you can rename them there too. So you can either pin it or rename it. Pinning it puts it at the top, so it's recent. Renaming it is what I would recommend no matter what. So rename it for something that you want to do. So I'm going to say this is just our deep research report. And this is technically instructions for coaching avatars is what it should be doing. And then also something you can do that's kind of fun is we can put in there. So I'm, putting little number 1, you can put little icons so that they will show up there, which is kind of nice. All right, so this is going to sit there and go through its thing. In a perfect world, what will start happening is you will see that it's starting the research, it's going out to the web, and it's starting to understand how do I build all of these different sources and documents. There are going to be times where this is not going to work. There are going to be times where it says, something went wrong. Just reset it, start over again. This happens with Google Analytics, happens with every tool on the planet. So don't get caught up in that. Just be like, okay, just reset, right? It happens in ClickUp. It happens with your websites. It happens with WordPress. This stuff happens with humans. It's okay. Just you can kind of move on past that. So now it's researching 36 websites, but here's what's going on. It's going through the 36 websites. It's not analyzing yet. It's just researching. It's determined that these are the different websites that are useful for it to create the avatar that I want it to create. It doesn't mean it's going to be the same sources that your avatar will be created on, because mine's based on the specific business model. So now I've got all these different resources coming through, and over time you will see that this will continue. Then it'll start analyzing the results. Then it's going to build us this just little research report that ideally will take care of everything that we want. That's it, right? That's it. So I can fortunately leave this. You don't have to see watching this work, because this will take sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes more. Typically 5 to 10 minutes, you have what you need.
Understanding your ideal customer is crucial for business success. By using Google's Gemini AI tools and conducting deep research, businesses can gain deeper understanding of their target audience's needs, pain points, and behaviors. They can create highly targeted and personalized marketing campaigns that resonate with their ideal customers, drive sales and revenue, and stay ahead of the competition. Thanks for watching. And if you've had any experiences with using Google for customer research, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you're looking for a guided training for how to create your own customer avatars, be sure to join our Gemini AI workshop at profitschool.com/Gemini.